a NATO country of 100 million people that Britain is begging for a trade deal with, is literally using members of Al-Qaeda and ISIS to kill Kurdish democratic forces in this region who were, until just last week, our closest allies in the Middle East. I think the number one thing you can do to help is simply to talk about this place, and is to describe what's happening here, to get an idea of what's happening, but then to describe to people what's happening. Because it is, I think if you describe to any decent, moral, sympathetic person what's happening here, they will be enraged, they will be livid. The reality of the situation here is very different to what's been described, for instance, by the Turkish press, that they are coming here to clear out these terrorists and install like a beautiful, peaceful springs of peace, they're calling this operation. The reality of the situation is, and this isn't propaganda from here. This is something which is open, has been admitted by the Turkish government, and has been proven, for instance, by these open source intelligence groups like Bellingcat, like the Rojava Information Center. Turkey has taken elements of what is now called the Free Syrian Army, former members of groups like Al-Nusra Front, like Al-Qaeda, like Daesh, ISIS. It's taken them from the areas to the west of the country, such as Idlib province and around the occupied Afrin area. It's taken these people who are known Islamist militants who were involved in horrendous atrocities across Syria, who are documented as being involved in these atrocities. It has put them in Turkish uniforms. It's given them Turkish weapons. It's trained them. It's paid them, and they're now under its command, and they're being used as proxies. There are at least 15,000 of them. So they're supported by the Turkish Air Force, by Turkish heavy armor and artillery, and they've been pushed through the border into one of the most peaceful parts of the whole of the Middle East. And they are now wreaking destruction on the very place that the same people were defeated by the Kurds, who lost 11,000 people defeating them 5 or 6 years ago in this particular region, Serikani. Like, it is outrageous. It's completely, it's infuriating that a NATO country, a highly developed, advanced economy, a NATO country of 100 million people, that Britain is begging for a trade deal with, who Britain supplies jet engines for their aircraft, supplies attack helicopters to, who supplies bombs and laser targeting pods to, is literally using members of Al-Qaeda and ISIS to kill Kurdish, Arabic, Syriac, a whole host of other democratic forces in this region who were, until just last week, our closest allies in the Middle East. And the British government have got almost nothing to say about it. The European Union couldn't put out a statement. The UN Security Council were vetoed from putting out a statement. It's one of the greatest injustices in modern history. And I think any thinking, sympathetic person, when they understand this, when they see this, and when they realise that actually this is all documented, it's all proven, and most of it is openly admitted by the Turkish state, will be just as angry as I am.